Hence Education provides professional, ethical tutoring services to help students improve their academic writing. This presentation contains examples of the 3 CAS moves. The examples are taken from the introduction sections of journal articles. The first example is from an article about polarization and fake news on Facebook. The authors start by claiming centrality, which is part of Move 1. They state that Facebook has many users, and people get a lot of information from Facebook. So this shows that a topic is important. Then they make a topic generalization. They state what recent studies have found about confirmation bias. After that, they review previous research and report the findings of researchers who have studied echo chambers. This leads to Move 2, where after showing that it is important to solve the problem of how to gather good information online, the authors counterclaim by saying that there are many solutions that are not effective, and this allows them to introduce their own research on a solution that they think is more effective. In Move 3, the authors outline the purpose of their research and announce their research question on identifying polarizing content on social media. After that, they announce their main finding, which is that they are able to identify topics that are more likely to be the subjects of fake news. Then they state the value of their research by saying that their solution can help to deal with the spread of fake news online. Lastly, they indicate their paper structure. They say that in section 2 they are going to do something, in section 3 they are going to do something, and so on. Authors do not always follow the CAS moves in the exact same order. Sometimes they move around from one move to another, and they might not have all the moves. So the CAS moves is just a model to describe research papers in general, but it's not like every research paper will perfectly fit this model. The next example is from a paper about whether people who think stress negatively affects their health are more likely to have health problems due to stress. In Move 1, the authors start by claiming that the topic is important. They define stress and state that it is pervasive in today's society. Then they make the topic generalization about the consequences of stress for physical and mental health. After that, they review previous research on the relationship between stress and health, such as what kinds of stress will have effects on health, or what kinds of health problems are caused by stress. In Move 2, the authors indicate the gap. They state that no study has examined the relationship between an individual's perception that stress affects their health and health outcomes. Then they make a counterclaim, where they say that the perception that stress affects one's health is a different thing from the amount of stress that a person experiences. So a person can experience very little stress, but still think it has a large effect on their health. And their view that stress affects their health may actually affect their health in a different way than just how stressed they are. In Move 3, the authors outline the purpose of their research and announce their research question on examining the relationship between the perception that stress affects health and current health, mental health, and mortality. Then they announced a hypothesis that the people with the highest amount of stress and the belief that it will affect their health will have the worst health outcomes. Finally, they state the value of the research by saying that it is unique and stating why it is important to understand this relationship that they are studying.